sorry. It's really dark in here. Oh, I'm trying to like. Yes, I know I have a ridiculous stack of books on my. Can you hear me? Oh, I'm feeling very self-conscious about my room right now. Please don't judge me. How are you? Someone please tell me you can hear me. Hi. Yours is on the 29th. Me too. 29th. Me too. Oh, I can hear myself. Don't want that. Oh, I can hear myself. Okay, good. Can you guys hear me? I can hear myself, which is a bit weird. I always forget I'm supposed to look up at the camera, aren't I? Can anyone hear me? Can you see me? You have sound. Yay. I swear my hair looked all right an hour ago. I don't know what this is. How are you? Well, happy birthday to you and us. Well, both of us. I'm turning 29 on the 29th. But I'm working on the Sunday. We don't normally work, but we have stock take on my birthday. I'm not bitter at all. I love birthdays. I'm a big fan of birthdays. Where's my phone? My phone is here. Did you guys come over from Instagram or did you have a notification pop up? I'm always curious to nice numerology except for stock take. Yes. I've never done a stock take before because I've not really worked in retail before. I have so many books. I'm so self-conscious of that right now. Oh, wow. All of a sudden my room looks very different through the lens. Oh, I just want to. I've read some of them, okay? Not all of them. Anyway, I haven't filmed a video. Normally videos go up tonight and I just haven't filmed one. So I thought we could do a live chat instead. And I don't know. I suppose normally it would be favorites time. Yeah, normally we'd be doing a favorites video. So I have some of my new decks. I thought I could share with you my new decks I've been liking this month. Does that sound all right? I had set a reminder from the YouTube front page. Very good. I think this is like the longest warning I've given for a live chat. Usually I'm like, hey fam, going on live in half an hour. Whereas it was like a whole 6 or 7 hours today. Isn't that great? So I'm just making sure I did put it on Instagram. New decks, yes, please. All right, we can do that. Oh, people have been giving me great tips. Have you guys seen my Instagram? Yesterday I went to Savers. Is it still up there? No, it's not. I went to Savers trying to find something to wear for the final, like for my K-pop dancing on the final class. We kind of do the dance together and film it, which is what you've seen for my I Need You, if you've seen that. So I've been trying to find something to wear, and I kind of documented my Savers experience, which was not very successful, and asked for help. And so people have been sending in tips. I've got this one, All Black Works, a resized cotton pocket t-shirt. Ooh, thanks. I'll have to have a look at them later. Oh, hi. Everyone's rolling in. Thank you. Yes, my birthday's on Sunday. But I love birthdays, so I'm considering this whole weekend my birthday. Got to make the most of it, hey? Yes. So we were live. Hi, Anna. New decks, yes, please. I already read that. Hi. How is everyone? How are you all? It is 9 p.m., so I'm not going to be able to stay on for 3 hours like I did last time. But I think we can still have some fun because I have some new decks, although I don't think I'm going to keep them all. They were kind of splurgy. I haven't really bought any decks this year. I don't know how many I've bought. Not many. Until about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Kind of made up for lost time. Not really. Just bought a few kind of on impulse. Some I've been wanting for a little while, but yeah. I'm a little bit bitter though. Literally as I was hitting live to go live. Do we have any other armies in the chat? I know I have armies who follow me. I'm really salty because, oh, stop telling me about everything. This is really bad manners, isn't it, hopping on my phone? But for any armies who are in here, look who just went live on VLive as I was hitting live. Are you fucking kidding me? Gonna have to rewatch that later. Anyway, doesn't look like there's any armies here today. I'm sure there'll be some in the replay. Who is that? It's Hobie, J-Hope from BTS, who's my bias. And sometimes they go on VLive and like do a live chat, and Hobie doesn't go on very often, and he's on right now. So I'm missing out. But that's okay. I'm here with you guys instead. I was just thinking, what am I thinking? I should have thought this through a little better. This is a terrible 10-minute opening to a video. Well, I have my tea. And so, yeah, I think I mentioned I'm just going to talk about some decks. Is that all right with everyone? Because, I mean, I was going to do a favorites video, but I don't really have that much stuff to talk about and make a 20-minute video about. I haven't really been using decks a lot. I didn't even read a whole lot this month, actually. I did read, can you see 2 copies of the fucking Testaments? I pretty much just did read, I would say treat yourself and go join Hobie's live and come back later, but that's just what I was doing. I was considering it, I can't lie. But then I'd be on here very late and I have to work tomorrow morning. I heard some dicks. No, this isn't that kind of content. Sorry to disappoint. Please talk about decks. Please talk about why people buy multiple decks and what they look for. Well, everyone will look for different things. And I think it's like anything. Some people like to collect things and have multiple things of different types and whatever. It's like people who listen to different genres, buy different CDs. I don't know, like there's all different sorts of reasons. I've heard people say, like, compare decks to books and say, well, you know, just because you've read one book doesn't mean you don't want to read more. I don't really think that is quite, I don't know, apples to apples. And yeah, you don't need to have more than one deck, definitely. You can have a great tarot practice with just one. But I think different artists do bring something interesting to the world of tarot. And tarot is, sorry, friends are just messing me about the new BTS release, J-Hope. People will, I lost my train of thought. Different artists have brought different things to our experience of the cards, and that's really cool. I mean, even The Rider-Waite-Smith was an interpretation of the system of tarot. And so lots of different people have done that and interpreted it slightly differently, brought slightly different energy and focus or whatever. And so there's a lot of different opportunities for us to experience tarot in new ways. Plus, they're pretty and fun. Like, I don't think we should pretend that that part of it doesn't exist. Yeah, I don't know. I like having different types of decks. They suit my mood. Different decks to suit different moods. And I don't know, maybe that is an energetic thing, or maybe it's just I'm a fickle person who gets a bit bored easily. Like, I don't know. I just think it's fun to have different decks. So that's my view on it. Like figurines. I guess so. But figurines are almost like I have figurines are almost designed for collection though, aren't they? So I don't know. I can't quite think of a great equivalent. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. This is going to be a very casual live stream in case anyone hasn't figured out, which is pretty standard for me. Yeah, I don't come on here to like give a lecture. If I want to do that, I'll film a video. I just want to hang out. It's not the same. I feel I hardly ever read a book twice. I use decks definitely more than once. Yeah, and I think that's where I kind of don't see the similarity there. It's like a book is yeah. I think you're right. Decks definitely have more reusability. I enjoy rereading books, but even then I will only reread a book every couple of years. Yeah. Not every other day. Happy birthday. Thank you. It is actually a cheap way to buy 78 artworks. Yes, I've heard that, because a lot of people, especially with more of an artistic eye, some of them, it's just about that and appreciating beauty and art in many different forms. I agree with different decks as long as we feel good with it. Who cares? Definitely, I agree. I think we can definitely talk about the culture of online, unboxings and always never enough sort of a culture that I think can be fostered quite easily online. I think it's always good to have an honest conversation about that. But I also don't think that there's anything wrong with people collecting tarot, especially if it's not putting you into debt or causing stress or harm. Do what you want. Casual is good. Yeah, it's fun. Sometimes you just want to hang out and be a bit lighthearted. YouTube can be a very intense place sometimes. So let's make it a bit fun. Yeah. I wanted to pop on and say happy birthday, Katey. I've been watching you for years and you always put a smile on my face. Hope it's great for you. Sending lots of love from the US. Thank you, Sarah. That's lovely. Years. Wow. It is crazy how long I've been on here, isn't it? I mean, it feels crazy. I think because it feels like such a different time in my life. It feels almost a lifetime ago. So it just feels weird. Unless it's an informative one, then I use it more frequently. Yes, like referring to it like a reference book. What are your plans this weekend? Not a lot, to be honest, because normally I have Sundays off because the bookshop I work at isn't open on Sundays. But the last Sunday of September is stock take. So I'm going to be working all weekend, work tomorrow and Sunday. So I don't have a lot of plans, which is strange because normally I'm like a big birthday person. So I'm not doing a lot this weekend, but next weekend, I've been playing Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, which is a board game. I've been playing that with my best friend Claire. And we beat the game, just the two of us, but it can be a 4-player game. So I've asked 3 of my good friends who are all Harry Potter nerds to come around next weekend and play the game with me. So that is going to be my birthday this year, which is the nerdiest thing ever. But I think it's kind of great and I'm really excited. And I was really particular. I was like, I don't want anybody here who doesn't really appreciate Harry Potter. I'm not here for your half-assed, like, no. Either you're all in or you're not in at all. So my three of my friends are keen. So I'm really excited. So that's my birthday plans. We don't say I already own a book. We also don't say already have one tarot deck. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're exactly, I think like earlier, I think a book has less reusability than a deck does, just by its inherent nature and the way that we use decks. So I don't think that's quite like the books to decks thing. I've never quite got that argument. But at the same time, I don't know that we necessarily need to justify it. You know, I think talking about it's great, but I don't know. Yeah. Me neither, but to have 50 unboxings of the same deck and not add in something extra that is useful to hear, it's kind of excessive. Is that the word? I'm Dutch. So I get bored with these. Well, I suppose I get your point, and I always try to add something new, which is actually why I don't tend to do unboxings. They're a very easy video to do. It's basically like easy content, which is great. You don't have to think about it too hard. It's fun. And I like them for that reason. But I don't know. I think there's also a weird pressure for content creators to, I don't know. What am I trying to say? I don't know, this idea that content creators have to be like kind of adding stuff all the time and like providing new insight and revolutionary ideas and all of that. I'm not saying that that's what you're saying, but I've kind of seen that around. And it's kind of like, I don't think anyone in this community is being paid for what they're doing. A lot of us are really just sharing what we want to share. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's more, I personally get a bit bored with channels where that's all they do, or that's the majority of what they do. It's fun, and I know people like that, but for me, I would rather get to know the person and them talk about their experience. So I don't know. And unboxings, just by their very nature, I don't really like watching them because it's so easy to get caught in the hype. Because, I mean, that person can't talk about their experience of that deck. All they can tell you is, oh, the cardstock's lovely and the art's really pretty and the box is really cool and the guidebook looks great. It's like, what do you mean by a guidebook looks great? Like that there's words in there? Like, I don't understand. I don't know. So I see a place for unboxings. I think they're fun, but it's just not the sort of content I'm on YouTube for, I think, at the end of the day, at least not the majority. I think it's probably part of what's pushing what we spoke about in our last live chat about this kind of obsession with top quality hardware, like the box and the cardstock, because ultimately people do unboxings, a lot of unboxings. And if that's what they're talking about, because that's the only thing they can really react to is physically what's in front of them, that's the stuff they're going to talk about. And they're either going to rave about it or they're going to be a bit about it. And so I think partly our kind of culture of unboxing everything all the time and everyone always doing it and trying to be the first one to do it, I don't know, probably isn't helping in terms of keeping our decks affordable. So I don't know. There's a fine line. There you go. There's a little rant for you at 9:30 at night. Was it a rant though? I don't know. I'm more just start thinking out loud, don't I? Not hating on anyone in particular. I literally don't have anyone particular in mind. Just some thoughts, you know. I missed some of your comments though. I prefer a personal touch or opinions with unboxings or suggestions with example how to use the deck in different ways. That would be great if people would share more of that, I feel. Yeah. I think that's difficult to do in an unboxing video, really. I just do. Yeah, I like unboxings. People can still do unboxings. I'm not hating on anyone. I'll probably still do unboxings from time to time. But yeah, I would prefer someone to talk about a deck after they've had it for a month or 6 weeks or whatever, or 6 months. But ultimately that does require a lot more time and effort and thought. So yeah, I get why people do unboxings because it's fun and easy. All the Dutchies in the house. Hi, what time is it for you guys? Maybe it's a good time for you. I don't mind them in the unboxings. I just don't watch all of them for one and the same deck. And I do like seeing excitement for a deck's unboxing. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. I think with unboxings and that sort of stuff, I tend to watch them not necessarily on the decks that I'm interested in, but more by the creators that I enjoy watching, because watching them have fun and get excited and talk about their experience is what I'm there for more than the cards a lot of the time, especially when I'm not really someone who is looking to buy decks all the time. I'd rather kind of spend that moment with them. And actually it's funny because with the unboxings I have done, more recently I've tried to do face down ones so that you're kind of looking at my hands and the cards. Because when I don't do that, I get a lot of comments with people being quite upset that they can't see the cards, you know, if I'm just kind of showing them like this. I've gotten a few of those even just on my old videos recently. And I don't know, I kind of feel like for an unboxing, I actually prefer to see the person's face because it is part of that sharing that moment with them. So I don't know. Depends what you're looking for, I suppose. Were you still planning on getting rid of some decks, Miss Flowers? Funny name. Yeah, I've gotten rid of heaps. I sold a bunch on Facebook. I traded a couple, but for the most part I sold. I gave away a couple. But I do kind of want to do the a round 2, but I'm not quite up to it just yet, I don't think. But yeah, no, I definitely got rid of a lot, which is great. I have still from that, I still have the Urban Tarot, the Rosetta, and the Spiral Tarot. So those are the only ones I have left from that video that I made. I want to see edited unboxing, like day 1, did a 3-card read, day 2. That sounds amazing, but it also sounds like an awful lot of work. That sounds like a lot for a video. Sounds great. Maybe you could do it. I'd definitely watch it. I just like to see what each card looks like before I buy the deck. See, everybody wants something different, and I think that's why it's great that we do have different creators making different types of videos, because Gayleen wants to watch, just see the cards. I want to share a moment with a person. I don't really care about the cards as much. So I suppose that's why we have so many different videos, because people want different things. I think where the problem is where we go and watch one creator wanting one thing, they give us something else, and we get upset or frustrated with them. It's like, well, go find what we do want, or make what it is that we want if there's an empty space in the market. I do unboxing and personal readings to balance it out. Nice, yeah. If someone would take us on a journey with a new deck, yeah. Looking at your channel as YouTube. Hey? If I start a channel to host videos of other YouTubers. Do you mean reposting videos? Because no, that is a big no. Everyone talking about unboxings. The world only works when we all love different things. We don't want everyone baking bread. I like that. I'm still game for some new decks. Yes. I worked in a new age store and loved it. Not everyone will, but it was perfect for me. I work in an esoteric bookshop, and it's the best thing ever. I didn't understand that quite well, Flower. Okay, I just need a drink. I always do this. I forget that I have a tea. Well, this deck I had ages ago, and I loved, but for some reason, I don't know. Oh, that's right. I had an opportunity to get an indie deck that was very hard to get in Australia, and they wanted this, and I traded it because I had the rock pool version. This is the independent version, and I just missed it. And I saw this on Gumtree. Someone was selling this on Gumtree, so I bought it, which is very exciting. So I've done a review of this already. I just have it back now. Which is why I had a few people in the comments of my divesting decks video saying, don't get rid of that, you'll regret it. And I don't know, I agree with that to an extent. Like, I'm cautious of getting rid of things like the Liminal Tarot, right, where there was literally 200 copies. But other decks, I don't know, they tend to get reprinted or printed in different versions, or just, I don't know. I suppose I'm patient with things. I'm okay with something, waiting for something. And that's what I did with this one. I haven't had it for ages, and I wanted it, but I knew I don't know. At the end of the day, they're just cards. Like, I'm not going to die if I can't play with a certain deck of cards that I want to. So I kind of have to just go with what feels right at any given point in time, because if I kept everything just in case, I'd have like 200 decks by now, which just sounds awful. So yes, this is the Flowers of the Night Oracle by Sherilyn Darcy. Probably should have said that. She's the creator of some of my favorite Oracle decks, especially the Australian Wildflower reading cards. She does also have the Flower reading cards, which is like an international kind of copy. Is this image okay? Like, this image quality? It's quite dark here, so I have my fairy lights on. I'm doing the best I can. But yeah, so these are not new to me, but this deck has come back to me very recently. So I'm very happy about that. And look at this backing. Is that not just the best backing of any Oracle deck you've ever seen, ever? Ever? No, I love it. So yeah, I don't know. I just kind of missed this one, and it popped back up, and it was, yeah, an affordable price. So I asked them to post it out to me, and they did, and it was great, and I'm very happy. Oh, I missed your messages again. Happy birthday. Thank you, Rhonda. It's on Sunday, but I'm claiming the whole weekend. I don't have any uploads of different YouTubers. I don't know what they're talking about. What a deck. I would love to see it. Don't get rid of anything. You will regret it. Oh, I suppose I was just responding to that without meaning to. I've always moved decks on and traded them because I don't know. There's a couple of ones that I kind of vaguely regret, but even those ones that I sort of miss, I'm not like heartbroken over. I don't, lose sleep over. I just feel a lot better having a manageable collection. So I don't regret it. And like, yeah, there's a couple of decks that I maybe wish I hadn't, but I'm also, I don't know. I figure I'll get them again one day, or I won't, and I'll just keep playing with my other decks. Like, I don't know. I'm not that tied to them that I feel like a particular deck I have to have. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe the Guild Tarot and the Fantastic Menagerie. I'd be pretty cut up if I didn't have those two. But at the end of the day, they're still cards. They're still just cards. I would really, really like to have them in my life, but I don't really need them, I'll be all right. So thank you for worrying about me, but I think I'll be fine. Oh, this sounds like, what do they call it? Foreshadowing. I'll be on here in 6 months being like, guys, that deck I parted with, why didn't you warn me? No, I'm kidding. It's fine. Katie, thanks for recommending Kellyanne Maddox and Tom Benjamin. I've been enjoying their channels. Great. Yes, they're both wonderful channels. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Where are the best places for finding decks? Deck trades. I've done a video on finding out-of-print decks, and I suppose that applies similarly. It really depends on where you live. Like, I cannot give you a list of every trade option for every country where everyone lives ever. The best places I found are Facebook groups. So I've done a search for like Tarot Trade Australia or whatever, and there's a couple of groups. There is a Facebook group called Tarot Swaps, I think, which is an international one, but I have found that quite, I don't know, as an Australian, I just hasn't been very useful because a lot of people only want to trade in the EU if they live in the EU or the US if they live in the US. So I prefer just to trade in Australia for the most part, unless there's like an out-of-print deck or something that makes the postage worthwhile and everything. So yeah, the best I can suggest is to search for things that are local to you. Otherwise, Tarot Swaps if you're in the US or the EU. I also find stuff on Gumtree, which isn't swapping, but often it's cheap. So just keep an eye out. That is crazy, 200 decks, but it's also awesome. It could be your retirement fortune. I don't think so. I think if I wanted to invest money in order to make money, I wouldn't be buying tarot decks. I don't know. I just don't think very, very, very few decks would appreciate in value that much. And maybe the select few that would, you'd have to have them still sealed and everything, which I don't want to do. I want to play with them. Can I ask, are you recording on a laptop? I am. I usually do my phone, but the last couple of months, good old Apple, my phone turned 2 years old, and so now the battery is shit, which is making filming and everything so fun. So yes, I'm on my laptop. Hope it's okay. It's just a bit easier at the moment than my phone. With the videos thing, sometimes it will come up with videos that people have liked, and that'll be on their channel. Maybe that's what you guys are talking about. I've been thinking of doing a YouTube for 2 years and still wouldn't have a clue what to do since I would not stick with one subject all the time. I'm a Gemini. Yeah, that can be tricky. And all I can say is, I don't know, I suppose just do what you want. You can either separate into 2 different channels, you know, if you have 2 different topics that you do a lot of. I've decided not to because there's too much crossover and I get confused and overthink things already. So just having one channel and calling it my name or my internet name is the easiest way for me to go. But when I post stuff that's outside of tarot, I get a lot fewer views and I often will get people unsubscribing, which is fine by me. I'm just saying, like, I think to an extent you might have to just accept that a lot of the time people will subscribe to you for a specific type of content. And if you don't make that content, then they'll either not watch or they might choose to unsubscribe. So yeah, if you're okay with that, do what you want. I think too, if that will be successful, it really has to come down to people connecting with you personally, so that you are the common thread of your channel rather than the topic, if that makes sense. But I don't know. I think you should do it. YouTube's fun. Have a wonderful birthday weekend. How's the weather going to be? Oh, yeah, it's gotten cold again lately. What is the weather like this weekend? Well, it turned really nasty this afternoon. Blair and I were going to go for a walk, and then we looked outside and like this wind. Actually, I don't know if you saw my Instagram stories, how I was like, holy fuck, can you hear that wind? That's kind of when it happened. We were about to go for a walk and just this wind came in. It was so loud. And then all of a sudden these clouds are everywhere and it's just horrible. But anyway, a high of 16 for the next few days. So cloudy, high of 16. Not great, not bad. I know Libra people will always be fine. Is that with the getting rid of deck stuff? Like, yeah, I'll be fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'm a bit sentimental, but even with gifts and things, like I don't have this desperate need to hold on to things. There's a handful of things that I'm quite like that about. But for the most part, I don't know, like stuff is just stuff to me. Some of it's meaningful, but I don't know. I'm not super desperate to be back in a little bit. Mum stopped by on a surprise. Aw, that's fun. Of course you can't keep sealed decks. No, that ain't happening. Hi, Ascension Waves. Thank you. It's not till Sunday, but as I've said, I'm claiming the whole weekend. Okay, I'm going to drink this, and then I'm going to blow my nose, and then I'm going to show you decks because it's already half an hour, and I'm really sorry. But I just wanted to talk to you for a bit. I wonder if Hobie's still on V Live. I want to see how long that's going to be. Because I'll have to rewatch when they put the subtitles back on because they don't do the subtitles right away because it's live. Yes, books behind. Yes. Oh, he's still live. Look. This is what I'm missing for you guys. That's how special you are. Yes, literally stacks. It's getting ridiculous. I'm in the process of clearing out my room, which means that a lot of my books are off the shelves. Also, I've bought a lot of books since I started at my job at the shop, the bookshop. I work in a bookshop. Can you blame me? Like, this is just an inevitability. I did read Testaments. I reread The Handmaid's Tale, which some of you might know is my favorite book. I read it when I was in year 12, or I was starting year 12. Because I got into English extension, which was just like, oh my God, I'm smart enough to be an English extension? I don't think so. Are you kidding? I got into English extension and we had to read Rebecca, Frankenstein, and The Handmaid's Tale. I read Frankenstein and I hated it. It was so boring and drawn out. And then I read Rebecca and loved it. And I read The Handmaid's Tale and I was like, holy shit. What is happening to my brain? I'm having a political awakening. Beginnings of it. So yes, I reread that last week. Well, 2 weeks ago. And then read the Testaments. Okay. 1 second. I have to do what I always do. Okay, I'm good now. So, where should I start? Sorry, my phone's going off. How was the Testaments? Do you follow me on Instagram? I put a little review up. Review thoughts. TLDR is that I really enjoyed reading it, but I also kind of wish it didn't exist. As a standalone book, I thought it was exciting. It was full of tension. I really liked the characters and going on this journey with them, but I don't like what it did to the legacy of The Handmaid's Tale. We didn't learn anything new about Gilead. Everything we learned in The Handmaid's Tale, like nothing added on to that really. And like I said on Instagram, one of my favorite things about The Handmaid's Tale is that we don't have a hero. Offred is our protagonist and our narrator, but she's no hero. She's just us. She's just a regular person doing her best to survive. She's not planning on starting a revolution and overthrowing the system. She's just trying to get by. And I think that that's how most of us would respond. And it's good to know that, because that's also how those systems are enabled. I think her not being a hero allowed us to see that in ourselves and to ask us what we would do. She was just every one of us, you know. And I think there was something really powerful in that. And like I said in the Instagram, in the Testaments, we don't just get one hero, we get three. And I think that really takes something away from how disturbing The Handmaid's Tale was. I feel like the Testaments really left us with this, you just got to wait for the heroes and it'll all be okay. We just need a couple of heroes and they'll change everything. And it's like, I just don't buy that. I think change requires grassroots action and mass mobilization, not a couple of heroes. So I don't know. Enjoyed the book. Also kind of wish it didn't exist. But anyway, decks. Where should we start? I suppose I'll start with the one that I have been using and really been enjoying now that we're 40 fucking minutes in. I bought the Saki Saki Tarot. I've been kind of having my eye on this for so long, but I just never got around to getting it, and I don't know why. I think because it's just an overseas deck and it's expensive, and I don't know. But I got it, and I really like it. I wasn't really sure, but this is kind of the only tarot deck I've been using lately. So if we're talking about favorites, if this is a favorites video, this is my favorite tarot deck at the moment. Oh, and this is the extra card. I kind of accidentally left it in. I haven't pulled it yet, so I don't know what it'll be like, but I really, really like this deck. I can pull a card, but I'm not doing a reading. I'm not doing readings. It's basically like, it's right away inspired. Some of the cards, like, you know, this is the 8 of Cups. I don't know if you can see this very well. I hope it's okay. But you can see that that's very much an 8 of Cups image. Yeah, we're quite familiar with that. But it's just really colorful and really fun. I don't know. I really, really like it. So I've been doing this on the Discord, for my Patreon Discord. I mean, I'm not doing daily readings because I don't know. I don't really feel like doing daily readings, but every now and then I've been pulling a couple of cards and sharing it over there. And it's just been really fun. I really like this deck. Thank you, Jezebel. Thank you. Lovely deck to use for creative minds. I just think it's really fun. And it's a bit weird. Like, I don't know if you can see, like, they're not really faces. They're more like, I don't know. They're just, some of them are a bit creepy, even unsettling, maybe. Like, look at this dude, the Hierophant. The devil. He looks like he's dancing. So I'm okay with that. I just think these colors are really cool. Yes. Look at them. Aren't they fun? Anyway, so you want me to just draw a card. How about I just draw you a card and I'll read what it says in the little white book so you guys can get a sense of what's on offer. It is the Saki Saki Tarot. It's a fun, bright deck. It is indeed. Yes, thank you, everyone. It's by... It doesn't say on the little white book who it's by. I'm not sure, sorry. Oh, is this it? Monica Cleo Saki, maybe? I would love to say I got to run and drop kids off at school. I'm in North Carolina. I hope you have the best birthday, Miss Katey. So much love and hugs to you. Thank you, Carolyn. Sounds Finnish. I have no idea. She was born and raised in, I just realized that there's some info on this little pink slip. Born and raised in Athens in Greece. Currently divides her time between New York and Tel Aviv. Ah, okay. Fair enough. Didn't know that. Interesting. Okay. I actually really like this cardstock. It's very, very matte, but kind of slick at the same time. I really like it. If you would offer, I would love if you sold me like 10 surprise decks that you select for me and I'll pay a price for it. Who are you talking to? Anyway. Okay, so I'm drawing one card and whoever wants this can be for them. I take ages to draw cards because I wait for one to pop out. I don't know. It's just how I like to do it. So can we have a card, please? Like a clear card. Oh, okay. Here we go. Yeah, the King of Coins. Yeah. And I don't know. I know some people like to know what was on the bottom when I finish shuffling. It's the 9 of Rods. So that was on the bottom, just in case anybody's interested. But yeah, can you see that all right? I hope it's okay. King of Coins. He looks really cool. He almost looks like, I don't know, like a robot on the bottom half or something. Or maybe that's just his chair. I don't know. Yes. Okay, I will read the little white book just so we can. The little white book is very much a little white book. It talks a lot about other stuff other than just the card interpretations, the card meanings. King of Coins, King of Coins, King of Coins. Why is this so hard for me today? King of Coins. I was looking for the cups again. I don't know why. King of Coins. Stable, grounded, wise. Successful businessman, able to acquire wealth, combines business and pleasure. So that's all you got in the little white book. But, yeah, make of it what you will. It's so interesting because you are such a different group of people than I often hear in my lives. So I think that's really cool. I must have picked a time that I don't normally do. I'm glad I got to catch you because I don't often catch. I don't know. I don't always have the same group, but it tends to overlap. Whereas, I don't know, a lot of you I haven't seen in a lot of my live chats. So that's fun. Unless you've all changed your usernames lately, then I don't know. I can't keep up. Oh, you're a King of Cups. Oh. I was dusting. I was like, let's do the chores as a responsible adult. I wish I was, and then have a good weekend doing whatever I want. Blair and I actually were good today and did some cleaning, which was like, oh, yes, adulting right. Oh my God. Okay, so that is my favorite tarot deck at the moment. It's really the only one I'm using. I really, really like it. So the other one I bought is another deck I've had before. Yeah, I am. Yeah, we're well ahead. We're like plus 10 on GMT. Yes. Yeah, so I think it's actually good that I do lives at all different times rather than the same time all the time because I catch different people. Do you get gifted lots of decks? Hannah Moon. No, I don't actually. I really don't. I've been gifted a few, but not many. I think sometimes I get offered them from publishers or from artists, like creators. Sometimes I say no because I'm just not interested. I don't like the deck, or I know it's not for me. Other times, this has happened several times, which kind of makes me annoyed because clearly they haven't bothered watching my channel. They just saw a subscriber count and figured I could help them out with marketing. But several times I've been offered a deck and then got back to them and said, yeah, that looks like something I'd like. Here's my address. And they're like, oh, you're in Australia. Well, then no, we can't. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't get sent decks very often. I don't remember the last one I was sent was the Naked Heart or Tarot by Jillian Wild, which was very nice of her. And she didn't say, like, it wasn't for review. I always intended to do a review, but I couldn't quite click with it. And so I didn't really know what I would say. I've shared it a few times and it's a beautiful deck. It's just not for me. So that was the last deck I was gifted, which was like last year. So no, I don't get decks gifted to me very often. Oh, and El Goliath sent me his deck after I contacted him about something, which was also very nice. And I gave that to a friend in turn because, yeah, I don't keep decks I don't work with. So, yeah, that answer your question? 13 hours ahead. Oh, wow. That deck looks super awesome. Oh, we're talking about the Tarot Saint Croix. Yes, so I did have this one. And I don't know if it was like the place I was at or I still really haven't spent, it's still very new. I could barely touch it last time. And I put it down to the orange being so intense. Like every card is just this orange. And I just had like this really strong reaction to it. So I think I ended up trading it. And this is a long time ago. But I don't know. It offends me less than it did back then. And I've kind of always just, I don't know, I never really used it because it was like literally, it felt like a physical response more than like I don't like the color. It was weird. I just thought to give you this offer since you seem to be looking to get rid of some decks and I love surprises. Thought if I buy 10, it could be worth my while if I get a good price. If I do another video where I sell decks, then maybe. I did do a video, I've done it once or twice where I've sold decks on the channel and had people email me, and honestly that just ends up as such a mess. Like I had one person who was like 100% definitely wanted like 12 decks, but is it okay if I pay you next week? And I'm like, sure, that's fine. But in the meantime, I'm saying no to all these other people who wanted them. And then they're like, okay, I can't pay this week. What about next week? And then what about the week after? And then in the end, they just didn't. But then all the other people didn't want them anymore. And just keeping track of it all was difficult. So I don't know. I found it a lot easier just to do it on Facebook mostly. And then it keeps it in Australia too, which makes it a lot easier. Yeah, this is really, really beautiful. Actually, I was talking about the Hierophant recently on Instagram, and a lot of people said that the Hierophant from the Gaian Tarot and this one, some people's favorites. It's a strong color for borders. I feel orange on the Ravens, and this deck is so strong, distracts from the art. From what I understand, this was very intentional in that it's supposed to be like terracotta, because I think the images were painted on terracotta, or is that, am I making that up? Yeah. No, the rest of the colors, see, like this kind of hurts my eyes. Like that's just so much red and orange. But I do love, like, again, that's quite a lot to handle. But then cards like this are just gorgeous. So pretty. Yeah, no, they're really, really lovely. And I do love this death card. Isn't that cool? Like a dancing skeleton. So yeah, it's gorgeous. And the little guidebook that comes with it looks quite interesting. I've heard a lot of people say that it's really quite personal. Like the author has kind of really made all of the meanings or brought something very personal to all of the explanations in the book, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, very cool. I did think about trimming it, but to be honest, I'm kind of over trimming unless I'm 100% sure. I don't know. It's just a lot of work, and some decks it's great for, and I'm glad I did them, but indie decks, it's harder for me to be convinced these days. So that's another one of my new decks that I haven't used yet. Go with the flow. You are coming on a bit strong with the... We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, thanks, Nikki. Lisa de St. Croix lives in New Mexico, and those colors are reflective of the geographic area. Oh, that's lovely. Reminds me of the colors in the strength card of the Marielle. Yeah, very strong colors. Do you have any Chinese, Japanese decks? I have the Stella's Tarot, which is by a Japanese artist. Actually, the guy who translated the Little White Book contacted me recently. I was like, oh, that's one of my favorite decks. I don't really know beyond that. I know a lot of Japanese tarot decks are Major Arcana only, and I don't really like Major Arcana decks, but Stella's is one of my favorites. I have to get to the vacuuming before nightfall. I believe in you. You can do it. I couldn't find the first symbol. Just type flower, but with good intentions. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's another one. I got both of these from the same shop. They were from America, but they're actually reasonably priced. The shipping obviously didn't help, but buying them both together, I think, is often, if I'm going to buy decks, that's why I often get a couple, which I think some people also think is a bit silly. Because, you know, if you're in America, it's very easy just to buy something on Amazon and have it 2 days later or whatever. Or even a lot of indie decks are published in, or at least the creators are based in the US. Whereas here, it's a lot easier. It makes a lot more sense if I can to buy multiple decks at once, because then it kind of justifies that shipping a little bit more. You know, if you're paying $30 for shipping, it sucks if you're only buying one deck. But if you buy 3, it kind of makes a bit more sense. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no worries. All good. Katie, did you check my indie shop? I send decks from Portugal with low shipping. No. What's yours? Is Amazon not in Australia? We have Amazon, but it, like, only recently, and it's also shit. Like, everything's just a full price. I don't understand. Like, I thought the whole point of Amazon was that they underpaid their workers so that you could have really cheap shit. But everything's just the retail price, at least most of it anyway, especially tarot decks. They don't actually have a lot. I don't know. I haven't really used Amazon much at all, even since it's been in Australia. I think sometimes there is a geo-blocking from Amazon for Australia. Yeah, like for a lot of stuff, even if it's on American Amazon and I try to buy it, even though I'm like willing to spend the shipping, they're just like, no, we won't send to Australia. And then other stuff, even though it'll be like $5 in America, it'll send me to the Australian Amazon and it'll be like $30, which even with our exchange rate, it just doesn't make sense. So yeah, I just don't use it. I mean, 1, it's a shit company, but 2, it sucks as far as the consumer is concerned as well. Like not being allowed to order since they won't ship it. Yeah. Oh, Nikki, are you in Oz too? It is a small shop, but you might find something nice. Yeah, can you like message me on Instagram or something with it? I love your shop. Oh, wow. Very exciting. I have found Little Red Tarot is great because I still have to pay the postage, and I think it ends up being about $20-something, but that's quite reasonable for, you know, however many decks, and you can get multiple for the flat rate. And then When My Soul Whispered, actually have a couple of decks from her, was also good, but she's just closed down in Australia. And Two Sides Tarot is the other good Australian one. And she has some great decks, but there's not a lot. And so there's plenty that, you know, she doesn't have. But it's still good that they're there. I'm in the Netherlands. Yeah. Sorry, I misinterpreted your last message then. Oh, they won't ship here. Yeah. I thought you said that earlier, and I was like, oh, wait, you're in Australia too? I'm confused. Sorry. Little Red is awesome, but shipping to my country is not cheap. Yeah. Okay. So speaking of When My Soul Whispered, do you guys know Mel from When My Soul Whispered? She does have a YouTube channel. She hasn't really posted much lately, but she also opened up like a tarot shop where she was importing indie decks and selling them in Australia, which is amazing. But she closed up shop recently, I think, to focus on other stuff in life. And so she offered like deep discounts on the stuff she had left, like really deep. So I bought 2 decks from her, decks that I'd kind of been curious about but wasn't really sure. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these, but it was a good opportunity to have a go. I got the Cosmic Woman Tarot, and I don't think I'm going to keep this one, actually. I don't know. I'll see. I'll play around with it a bit and see how I feel. But my brief, like, first look through, I was like, it's cool, but don't know if it's really for me. So who's this by? Lisa Junius, I think. So it's the backing. It's very pretty. It's a very kind of like simple deck. It's just like white, light blue, and then the dark blue. And that's it. So it's very pretty. And I don't know, maybe I could get into it. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I do like this Emperor, though. I'm not crazy about the Empress, but I like the Emperor. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Very simple. I quite like this Strength card too. I think that's fun. I like fun things, guys. The Hermit. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just not really sure if I'd get a whole lot out of working with it. Do you know what I mean? I do like that the pips are quite simple, like the 5 of Wands. Yeah, very minimalist in a lot of ways, I suppose. And some of the other cards. I like this, the 4 of Swords, just simple. So it's very Rider-Waite-Smith in the meanings. I don't know. I don't know. It's not blowing me away anyway, for me personally. I'm sure people love it and adore it and get a lot out of it. But for me, I wasn't like, I didn't have butterflies or anything when I opened it up, you know. I was just kind of like, oh, cool, a tarot deck. No hate to anyone, no shade at all to the creator or anything like that. Just don't know that it's really for me. Nikki. Okay, and then the other one is one I've also been curious about for a while, which is the Empty Cup Oracle. Now, everyone knows how obsessed I am with the Sasarai Beto. This is by the same creator, Stasha Barrington. It's an oracle deck. And I really don't like this cardstock. Like it feels like that almost velvety kind of cardstock. Which feels nice, but I do not like how it shuffles. I actually find it quite difficult to shuffle. And perhaps that's because I like to shuffle until a card pops out. And I just don't get that with this. I find it very difficult to overhand shuffle and actually get a good shuffle. But it's a beautiful deck, and it's very different from like rubbery. Yeah, yes, rose petal. That's the, yeah. Thank you. Great way of describing it. So I really like it. I just don't really know what to do with it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, look at whistle. Interesting, right? Blankets. Oh, see, two cards are like stuck together. Not stuck like, you know, they do with Hay House decks when you first get them because they have the gilding that's stuck. But like, they just kind of, I don't know, just like suction together almost or something. But yeah, they're really cool. And I really like her artwork, and I love the simplicity of them. And the empty cup, which is the, like, you can't kind of, you know how you kind of do this to move through cards? You kind of can't do that very easily. So I don't know. Like, I'm sure this is like luxury cardstock, but I actually really don't like it that much. I find it very hard to shuffle. And it kind of, I don't like velvet though either. And it kind of gives me a funny feeling. So I don't know. I don't really know what to make of this. It riffle shuffles well. Maybe it'll, does anyone have decks like this cardstock? Does it kind of loosen up over time? I don't know, like it just, you know, see how it kind of like, it just stays in chunks a lot? I don't know. Not hating at all, just struggling. I can pull a card for us and read from the guidebook. See, it riffles nicely. You can probably hear that. Clingy. Yeah, it is. Like, you know, I just did, I don't know. And I just find that really hard. Oh, there we go. We got one card. Hatchet. The Brady. I don't know. I don't have the Brady Tarot. It does loosen up, and some people use fanning powder. Yeah, maybe. I think it's more the back. Oh, no, it's both. Who am I kidding? Anyway, Hatchet. I actually haven't looked in here yet. Oh. Oh, no. Okay. Hatchet. A blunt tool for breaking fuel into usable sized bits. An axe may be overkill. A butter knife certainly inadequate. The right tool for the job can make all the difference. And once you have your tools, take care of them. Find beauty in the objects that make life easy. Take pleasure in the work. Savor the sweet. Enjoy the exertion. Exertion. You know how sometimes you've heard a word so many times and then all of a sudden you're like, is that a real word? That doesn't sound real. This card is a suggestion to move and push your body if possible, to engage in some physical action that will improve other areas of your life, an action that involves destruction and or creation. And then there's like a quote, but it's not attributed to anyone for this card. It says, let go of the thoughts that don't make you strong. I don't know. What do you think? Does that apply to anybody? Yeah, Liz, what did you get intuitively? It's very well made. It doesn't scuff at all when I scratch the extra card with my nail. Ah, it does flower. What did you take from it? I'm curious. Chop it off. Hack it all away. Love that for the axe. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I think it's really interesting and I want to play around with it, but I'm not sure how I feel long term. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not instantly in love. I'm kind of like, what's going on here? But it talks about taking care of the things you already have already. What did it say again? A blunt tool for breaking. The right tool for the job can make all the difference. And once you have your tools, take care of them. It's really well, like, beautiful and well put together and all of that. Okay. You do a lot of woodworking. Very cool. Absolutely love the Sasarai Beto, but have just not been attracted to the empty cup. I was curious after I saw on Casper's channel, I think I saw it on Boy Diviner. They did a video, and I remember kind of being like, oh, it's piqued my interest. I hadn't really thought about it before, but it definitely piqued my interest. Now I have it, and I'm curious, but I'm not really sure what to make of it. So maybe it seems think wisely on how to move forward and make it easier to succeed. Yeah. Yeah, but I think, yeah, I definitely got that, like, having the right tools is important. Whatever that is. Snapping. Do you want to see the last deck that I bought? I'm still waiting on the Lightseers Tarot. Oh my God. I backed that on Kickstarter. I'm so over Kickstarters. I really am. It's just, it's difficult to talk about your frustration with a Kickstarter without sounding like you're hating on creators. But it's difficult as someone who paid a lot of money for something to see, like, people getting secondhand copies or pre-ordering and getting ready to get, like, the mass produced one, or going into giveaways. I don't know. It's just like, oh my God. Like, I could have the deck now if I hadn't backed the Kickstarter. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just frustrating. And that's totally not anyone's fault. It's just frustrating. So that deck is coming, but I think I'm going to be a little bit over it by the time it does, if I'm honest. Yeah, the mass market one. See, I'd be quite happy with the mass market. But I'm sure it's going to be great. I wish I had the original one, though. Oh, the Muse is going mass market as well. Wow. I always wonder about the process with that. Like, did the creator go to publishers first and be like, look at this great deck, will you publish it? And they're like, nah. And then after they see the success, so they're like, oh, actually. Or, did the creator just not want a publisher, but then got the offers after the fact? I always wonder how that sort of thing happens. She changed 3 cards in the Muse, thinner cardstock and smaller booklet. And no fancy edging. I would like the full-size back. The full-size back. What does that mean? She posted on Insta. Oh, well, that's amazing. Congrats to her. I'm just over Kickstarters in general. I have backed the Spacious Tarot. I just don't know that I will be backing many in the future. I mean, who knows? I'm sure something will tug at my heartstrings and be, the exception to the rule, but I'm just a bit over Kickstarters. I think you can order that separately. Oh, cool. Okay, well, the last deck I bought at the shop, at the bookshop I work at, because it came in and it just looks really cool. There's also another deck I really want that's just come out. It's like the Love Oracle. You know those oracles that are like the fashion oracle, the music oracle, the art oracle? There's a new one. It's like the Love Oracle or the Lover's Oracle or something. And it's fucking hilarious. Like, it's just funny as hell. And the Marilyn Monroe card is about, what was it? Orgasms don't exist. You'd be better off spending your time reading Ulysses or something. I mean, orgasms do exist, sis, and I'm a big fan, but that had me laughing. I cackled. I work in retail and I cackled. And all the, like, in this lovely bookshop with this, chill vibe and, incense going. And I'm just there being like, ah! Everyone like looked at me and I'm like, I'm sorry, fam, but this is hilarious. Oh my God, I always miss your lives here in the US. So glad to see your beautiful face. Oh, how are you? I'm great. Thank you. It's lovely of you to pop in, Jacqueline. We're just talking about some decks I've bought lately. You're welcome. I saw mentions in the threads yesterday about the book on the Muse announcement going mass market. Very cool. I saw a question. Katey, is your Facebook still working? No, I deleted my Facebook last year. We need a name for what happened last year so that I can just like name it without like going into everything. In that kind of August, September period last year, I deleted my Facebook page then because I'm like, I'm not fucking dealing with this. I removed myself from all of the groups and stopped making videos for a while and deleted Facebook. Well, there was a very specific event last year that triggered all of this for me. The moment of removal, the exodus. Yeah, you can. I think I want to delete my website too, hey, but I paid for the damn URL. So I feel like it's a bit of a waste. Yeah, you can. I think there's still a contact form on there. And I do read the stuff that comes in there, but so often it's just stupid fucking questions that people could just Google, and I get so tired. Every now and then there's lovely messages, and thank you for sending those. I really appreciate them. Someone once sent me the most beautiful email, but they put in a return email address, and it must have been typed incorrectly because I've tried to respond, and it comes up saying like that the email address, like it bounces back. So like there was this beautiful email, very personal, and they think that I've never read it or never tried to contact them, and I did. But anyway, I don't respond to all my emails, but if I know what it's about, I'll keep an eye out in the midst of how do I find the Guild Harrow? Literally Google it. I'm feeling a bit salty today. Can you tell? The cave smack. Oh, I love that, but I feel like some people might get a bit upset with me using that. It's a bit specific, but I love it. I really like it. Oh no, I'm gonna get in trouble now. But thank you, Susan. I hate when people do that. Google is my best friend. I know. Google's so great. You get to find the answer right now. You don't have to wait for me to respond. Yeah, no, I get really tired with those emails. That's kind of why I also want to delete my email. But then it's hard for people like who have a valid reason for contacting me. It's hard to do that. Yeah, there's literally no excuse these days to not know something. Yeah, like I don't mind people asking me specific questions, but when they're literally like, oh, I found your video and I'm looking for this deck, or like, oh, where do I go to buy decks? I had someone today email me and they seemed really nice, but I refuse to respond. They said that they've been watching my videos and there was a video where I recommended a book, and could I please tell them the name of the book? They didn't tell me what video it was in. They didn't timestamp it for me. It was just apparently a book I recommended. I'm like, sis, I have like 400 videos. I don't know what you want from me. Even if you sent me a link to the video, and I've spoken about 15 different books, like at least ideally you'd be sending me the timestamp, like what's this book at this point in this video? Then I'd respond. Not like, hey, you mentioned a book once in one of your videos. What is it? Like, I don't know. Do you want a list? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm feeling a bit salty. But yeah, like that's a lot of what my email is full of. So if you want to send nice things instead, I'd very much appreciate it. Or if you have like a valid, like a thing that I'm like, hey, send me that thing, then cool, do that. Could you imagine if Google existed when we were in high school? It did exist when I was in high school. Could you imagine homework? Kids now will never know the pain of checking out 9 books at once. I was kind of in that transition period. We had Google, but it didn't necessarily have, I don't know, websites themselves are still quite difficult to navigate in a lot of cases. And also teachers had like a really bad, I don't know, they hate the internet. So they're like, oh, someone could put anything on the internet. It's like, yeah, well, people publish shit in books all the time. It's not much different. I mean, like there's like a level of validity to that. But yeah, I used encyclopedias in primary school, but in high school we had the internet by then. That would have been great. Yeah. You could take pictures of your bookshelves and send yeah, just be like, send like, yeah. Anyway, like they sounded really lovely, but like when you get emails like that all the time, it takes up a lot of time and energy. And I think, I don't know, maybe people just don't think about that. Like, oh, it'll only take you 2 minutes to respond. I'm like, yeah, well, if I only took 2 minutes to respond to every one of these questions, I wouldn't have a lot of time left in the day. But anyway, I'm done ranting and complaining and having a self-pity party. Let's talk about decks. I bought this. Everyone's seen this on Instagram and everything, hey? I just think it looked really fun. Unearth the wisdom of the witchiest women in literary history and let their brilliance illuminate your path. Drawn from the book Literary Witches, a celebration of magical women writers, which I want to read. The cards in this oracle deck bear portraits of powerful female authors and mystical spell ingredients, both full of symbolism meant to nourish the witch that lives within you. Often I avoid these sort of decks where they have like real people because I feel like I'm not going to know most of these people and then I'm going to feel stupid. But I don't know. That's just that I just really wanted to give this a go. And working at a bookshop, I have a really nice staff discount, so it's hard to say no. And I just wanted to play around with it. But I mean, it has this like full color guidebook, which is fun. I'm doing exactly what I said is a problem in our community. Oh yes, the guidebook looks great. Cool. Yep. Oh, cardstock. No. I'm interested to hear what you think about this one, Katie. Well, I have not used it, so please keep that in mind. This looks so good, but don't get the ladies. I'm very literary noob. I feel like that a lot too. I'm not well read. I'm dying to hear the thoughts of this. It came right time. Thank you, universe. I saw Kelly Fitzgerald. Oh, I didn't know Kelly had done a review. Cool. I'll have to go have a look at some point when I get some time. No, you are sharing your excitement with us. Yes. Sometimes the guidebooks do look good. Yeah, they do. I really like this backing. Isn't that cool? I don't know if you can see that. It's like a hand with a card, but these are just really quite pretty. Okay, so it's kind of split into 2 different sections. See that? Yeah. So this section is kind of like items. I don't know. Is that what these are? Like things? So I suppose, what did it say on the back? It said portraits of powerful female authors, which is the other part of the deck, and magical spell ingredients. So these are the spell ingredients. Or magical items, maybe. I don't know. Different magical objects. Let's call them that. Cat. Cauldron. So I don't know. Do you reckon you'd use them two separately, or? Those items relate to the authors. Oh, cool. Well, there are more of these than the authors, I think. So some of them maybe have more than one, or I'm not sure. Yeah, no, they're really cool. Yeah. And then we have our lovely literary ladies. We have Emily Dickinson, The Soul. I really do like how they look. Anais Nin, The Subconscious. I don't know who this person is. Sylvia Plath, The Dark. Mary Shelley. Oh, we were talking about Frankenstein earlier, weren't we? I hated it. I mean, she did basically pioneer a genre of literature, but it was boring as fuck, let's be real. Emily Bronte, fantasy. I'm just trying to see. I don't know a lot of these. Agatha Christie. Yeah, I don't know almost all of these. Oh, no. Yeah, everyone's going to think I'm real stupid. Audre Lorde. Toni Morrison. Yeah, no. I'm Virginia Woolf. But I don't think I've actually read any of Virginia Woolf. But they're really pretty. It is my birthday weekend. It's my birthday on Sunday, which means that the whole weekend is my birthday, obviously. So yeah, I don't know. How do you use this deck? Does everyone just like mix them all in, or do they use them separately, or I don't know. Oh, wrote erotica novels. Now I'm interested. What was that giggle? We know what that giggle was. Yeah, no, I'm the same. I don't know all this classic literature stuff. I really don't. I don't know. I'm quite boring when it comes to that. I feel like very uncultured. But then I'm like, well, who's defining literature and culture and what we're supposed to read? I need to blow my nose again. I think I'm doing quite well. This is only the second time. Oh, my new nasal spray is working. That's good. All right. Whole month. Yeah, I think so too. Actually, earlier in the month, I bought a bunch of, actually, I think it was when I bought this deck. I bought like 2 or 3 books at the same time. And I messaged my friend from work. And I was like, it's okay in your birthday month, right? And he's like, yeah, it's fine in your birthday year. So funny. No, but yeah. I've been trying to push that birthday month thing, but, you know. January is my month. Very good. The deck is not very accessible. You need to know a lot about these characters to make it into message. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like that. Although I feel like this part of the deck you wouldn't need to. And I mean, they do all have a keyword as well. So I suppose that helps. We haven't been told to read more about them. So in that way, the deck is awesome. Yeah, I'm not sure. I suppose it depends. Hey, my mum's March the 19th. So she's very similar. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious though. What sort of stuff is, I wonder if it tells you in the book. No, not really. It definitely seems to that the deck just does kind of shuffle them all together. So I don't know. Do you want to give that a go and we can draw a card like we did with the others? Ooh. They're quite big, these cards. Yeah, Nikki. Oh, they are big. I can like only just hold them lengthways. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm only shuffling this for the first time, so I'll try and get us in a good shuffle. How is everyone anyway? How are you going? Thanks for hanging out with me. I quite like how this shuffles. It's nice. And they didn't allow some of those writers' work in my school. Oh, very scandalous. Who did we get? Anne Carson, The Intellect. Does anyone know anything about Anne Carson? Had to go for a talk with my mum. Which deck is this? It's the Literary Witches Oracle. Ooh. Had my first date last Sunday. First one in 2 years. Ooh. Oh, well done for going. That's amazing. Anne Carson, I heard about her. I have not. Not that I remember anything. Anyway. Anyone? No? Hi. Let me see what I can find in here. Oh, no. Oh, they're alphabetical by surname. Good. I don't like it when a guidebook doesn't have any order. He is so silly, though, but taking it slow. We will see where it goes. That's good. Yeah, enjoy it. That's amazing. I haven't heard of good old Anne. No. Okay, well, we have our keywords: intellectual growth, delights of the mind, plagues of the mind. Anne Carson, born 1950, a prolific writer of poems, essays, and various literary hybrids, works with themes of lost family members, love and lust, religion, and the intellectual tradition. The combination of this MacArthur Fellowship recipient's austerity, startling insights, and relentless questioning is as awe-inspiring and explosive as the volcanoes she has been known to paint. Sorry, I struggle reading out loud. Carson is also a scholar of ancient Greek and Latin texts and a champion of fellow witches, having translated Sappho, and written about Emily Bronte and Virginia Woolf. Cool. So I suppose it's a little biography, like mini snapshot of who they are, which is interesting. It doesn't really tell you how to read the card, though. I mean, it gives you a context, I suppose, and then those few keywords. Although I almost feel like this is a message as to what this deck is. Intellectual growth, us learning about some literature and women in literature, which is both a delight of the mind and a plague of the mind, because there's a lot to learn and it can be a bit overwhelming. So I don't know. Maybe she's... Was I stretching a little there for the meaning? I don't know. I feel stupid reading about these ladies, as in, well, Nikki, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, I don't know almost any of them. So I'm kind of thinking maybe this wasn't the best choice in deck purchase, but kind of wanted to have fun with it anyway. She was a Canadian poet and professor. Ooh. The other thing is that the title implies that they were all witches, and they were not. I think it's more that kind of new use of witch. It's like witchiest women, not so much that they are witches. I don't know, witch, it's kind of been, I'm using this word not as a judgment term, but it's been kind of diluted and used to mean different things. For some people, it just means rebel or outcast. For others, it means that they made something new, that they were pioneers. So some people, it's just literally women in an era surviving and thriving against the odds. Yeah, even in that era, that's fierce. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I see your point, especially, you know, maybe these people don't want to have that word attached to them. But I don't think it's meant literally. But, yeah. So that's the other deck I got. I'm curious to see how it kind of, like, was the bottom card, the elixir. I want to see how these are kind of portrayed. Oh, we literally just get 3 keywords for these. For the elixir, we get health, toxicity, and attending. Fair enough. The witch's materials, they call them in the back. So, yeah, I don't know. I really like the idea of this deck. I'm not sure how much I'm actually going to, like, love using it, though. But I suppose we will see. We will see. Not really sure. It'll make a great gift, though. Like, these sort of decks, I think, make really great gifts for people who, you know, maybe are a little bit woo, but they don't necessarily read cards, but they're, you know, really big into a certain topic like this, like literature, especially women writers. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. It's a fun idea, and it's really pretty. We all know I'm a sucker for pretty things. They intimidate me, those ladies. Yes, with their stiff black dresses. I would feel a little lost using it. Yeah, I think I'm going to feel the same. I almost feel like I'd get more out of just using the materials part of the deck, but yeah, it might surprise you in a little while. Sometimes they do. That's very true. So the Australian card reader I mentioned earlier just dropped in and said, hi. They were women of knowing, the ones people cast out for their voices and their view. Wise women and women who knew anything were inherently dangerous to the societal structure. Yeah, I think that's kind of how a lot of people are using the term witch now in pop culture. Which, you know, is one way of using it. I was just trying to think, what else have I been doing that I could tack on for favorites? That feels inspiring and relatable, Jacqueline. I am not fitting in the standard today. Single, no kids, no hubby, nothing. Going my own way, just less productive. You're a witch too, Nikki. Witch is one. Yes. Oh, my Hobonichi stuff came in for next year. I didn't do an unboxing, but I was thinking I might do a little video kind of letting everyone know, like showing you what I got, because I know I was kind of talking about that. Because I do love an excuse to talk about stationery. And I got some cute stickers. So I don't know, I might make a video on that. I haven't filmed in ages. I filmed so many videos like last month, and I just got to schedule them because only doing one video a week is so great. Like I can film for a full day, and I mean, it still takes like a long time, right, to film. Like I'll be filming for several hours, and then editing each video takes me a couple of hours. So there's still plenty of time, but I can just, with that only one video a week, I can really spread that out. And then I only have to film like a bunch of videos once or twice a month, not once or twice a week, which is great. But it does mean I haven't made a video in ages. And so, I don't know, it's hard to kind of, I feel out of the groove. As much as I'm enjoying it, it's harder to just sit down and just make something. So I've kind of been like, oh, I don't know what to make a video on. I don't know what I want to talk about, especially because I don't know. I hope this doesn't sound, you guys get me, right? That I just kind of say things as they are. And if they sound a bit shitty, I don't mean them that way, probably. A few of my videos actually did quite well recently, like a number in a row. I always have like videos on certain topics I know will probably do okay. But I don't usually have like a full month, even more, of every video doing very well. But then I put out the book review and I knew that that one was going to tank. But before that, nobody wants to watch my book reviews. I mean, 400 people did. But anyway, it's easy to, I was just kind of like, well, I mean, I can't sustain 5,000 views every video. Like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? Nobody wants to hear me talk about. So yeah, I was trying to think of things that, I don't know. I got a little bit in my head, fam. You know how you do, or at least I do. But I do think I'd like to talk about stationery again, because I don't know. There's only so many excuses I can come up with to talk about stationery on my channel. And getting new stationery is a good one. So yes, I'll do my Hobonichi. Is it still a haul if I've already unboxed it? I suppose it is. And I didn't get a huge amount of stuff. Hi, Janice. Thank you. Danny. Book reviews always do poorly for me too. Yeah. I have intentionally, over my time on YouTube, like, I have very intentionally, when I start to feel a bit overwhelmed, or like I notice every now and then, I start to notice that I'm just getting people who aren't really my people in the comments. And then I will intentionally put up videos that I know don't do well. Like I'll put up a vlog, or I'll put up a bit of a political video, or something like that. And a lot of people get very disappointed in what they find, but then they fuck off. So then I know that the people who are still left, even if they don't necessarily want to watch a vlog, they kind of get me a little bit more. So I actually think putting out videos that don't do well can be like a strategy for maintaining like a cultured subscriber base. I've done that intentionally quite a few times, which is great. So if you see me put up like a shit video, know that it's just me trying to weed out. Or maybe I'm just having a bad day. I don't know. Where was I? I'm sorry, I've lost. I got excited with new people coming in. I don't know, with the hobo, they are so expensive. They are not cheap, I will give you that. But for me, they last. They last so well. I've had other diaries where they just kind of fall apart in my bag, whereas like my Weeks is actually in my bag right now. I mean, the paper's a bit worn because, I've been writing on it, but other than that, it still looks brand new. And I mean, it's priorities, right? But I just love it. But I definitely see it's not for everybody. Stalogy. I've heard of them before. They have really nice paper, don't they? Your ability to produce does not signify your value. You are worth all the riches the world can offer. Oh, that's lovely. I agree. Nikki, write that down and read it to yourself every morning in the mirror. It's a Libra thing as well, just sharing what excites you. Oh, that is so me. Oh, I'm such a sharer, like almost to a fault. I just want to tell everyone all of the fun things, because otherwise it's almost not real. I love going to like the movies by myself or to a cafe by myself. I've never been like uncomfortable with being by myself, but also things are so much more fun when you share them. But I'm also kind of that person who wants somebody to watch my favorite movie, but I'll sit there kind of like half looking at them, like wanting to see their reaction to everything, which is quite off-putting, Blair has informed me. Or when I'm like, oh, I love this bit. Like, oh, I really have to rein that in. I'm better at it now than I used to be. See, why am I sharing this with you? It's getting late. It's not my fault. Is that another Libra thing? It's good sometimes to take a pause. Part of the creative process. Yes. That's brilliant. Oh, me making shit videos or videos that I know people won't like. It's still pricey, but less and holds watercolor. Ah, that's great. I know a lot of people love watercoloring in their Hobonichis, so that's good. The people that are not your people will leave of their own accord. I don't know. Sometimes they just hang around. Hey, you got to really show them the door. I got a fabric A5 holder from a different brand. Nice. I will make a screenshot, Katie. Lovely. Maybe they just try you out as you try them, and when they smell the coffee. Yeah, I think I'm one of those ambiverts, hey. Like, I really love spending time with people, and I actually don't like being alone too much. I even just like I really just like knowing Blair's in the other room. Or even if we're just sitting on, I don't know. I really, really like company. And I need social interaction. Otherwise I go crazy. But I also just really am happy doing my own thing. Mum always said I was a difficult child in terms of my emotions. I was always very moody and anxious. But that I was very easy because I just was never bored. I was always so happy entertaining myself. And I'm still very much like that. Like, I'll just find something to do. I don't really have a problem with that. So yeah, I'm very comfortable with myself and like that. But also I want to have fun and do all fun things with everyone all the time. Not all the time. A5 cover. Oh, very cool. I have to go to work, but happy birthday. Thank you, Danny. Have a good day. I'm an ambivert myself, but I found at work I can relate with any kind of person. I can deal with it. So maybe just see this as a PR thing. Yeah. People often think I'm an extrovert because I'm quite loud. Like, I can project. And I'm giggly and I'm flirty and I'm whatever. But yeah, I remember in school always being told, you're an extrovert. You're an extrovert. And I was like, am I though? Yeah, well, you're loud. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just talking shit now, aren't I? So yes, I want to do a video on my Hobonichis, what's going on for next year, which is very exciting. It's not a lot of stuff, but it's still exciting. And I was also there was a new deck that came in at work. We had an artist come in and asked us to stock her indie deck, and she's an Australian creator. And so I might get a sample deck and share it with you guys in a YouTube video. Just because, I don't know, it's hard being an Australian creator. And I think I'm not sure the deck is necessarily for me, but maybe if I like someone I share it with online, it might be for you. And I don't know that necessarily it would really get the word out otherwise. Not that my word's that. You know what I mean? I think it's worth putting out there. It's nice to share for them. Yeah, exactly. Especially like as an Australian independent artist. Like, that's kind of where I'm coming from. I think that would be cool. And it's actually quite different. Instead of having like keywords or answers on the cards, it has questions, which I thought was interesting. So that's a bit of fun. So I might do that because she seemed pretty keen for that. And then what else was I going to do? I don't know. Oh, I think I probably want to do another deck cull. We'll see about that. Oh, it's a new pen. People have been asking for a more therapeutic tarot. And I haven't decided whether I'm still doing that series or not anymore. Because I often find that what I liked about that series is that, I don't know, I felt like I had something different to offer, or at least slightly different to offer within the tarot community. But also that it was kind of like, thank you, Moon Priestess Lucy. I I don't know, for me, it wasn't just about the cards. It was also about busting stigma and, you know, it was kind of like a combination of a lot of different things that I was trying to achieve with that series. I have to run, but so glad I got to be a part of my YouTube Crushes live. Aw, you flatterer. Have a good day. I don't remember what I was saying. I mean, I have a praise kink, so complimenting me just like, oh. The world is a more beautiful place with you. Oh, Jacqueline. I mean, please keep going. No, have a good day. Thank you. That's very nice of you. I'm feeling the love in this live chat. So nice and relaxing. Oh, I am too. It's great. Yeah, this is pretty chill, isn't it? Like, I'm always a little bit silly, but I really like that you pulled a card for me. Thank you for that. I do think you have more talents in that area. Don't worry about people. Aussies have all kinds of ways to politely draw a line. By telling people to get fucked? Is that what you mean? Oh, I don't remember what I was going to do. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, I'll have to be doing a review too soon of Understory, which is very exciting because we've nearly finished that in the Patreon book club. That's been a really nice book. We're reading next month. If you want to join in the book club, quick sign up because starting October, we're reading Maya Angelou, Letter to My Daughter. So if you are looking for a book club and you want to read, do Sammy! Yes, I love it. I appreciate you being you, no filters. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Anytime you need a reminder, Nikki. Yes, yes. Let's just keep that. You have a great energy, Katie. I don't really know how would we describe it though? Like cute chaos? I don't know. I don't know what I got going on. Something weird. Like people can't quite decide whether I'm annoying or adorable. Do you know what I mean? I kind of walk that line and I make it work. High vibes over here. Effervescent. Oh, yes. I like that. That's a fun word. Happy birthday, Katie. Thank you. Ah. You are not annoying. You don't know me IRL though, love. No. Blair might disagree some days. No, my friends do have a nickname for me. It's Too Keen Katie. Because I don't know how to just be cool, you know. I don't know how to just kind of like something. I'm either obsessed and know every detail or I just don't give a fuck. Like I'm one or the other. I'm 0 or 100. So you're definitely not annoying. Playfully intellectual. I like that. If I ever have a business card, I'm putting that on it. I'm playful intellectual. As for me, I have no ulterior motives. I'm just interested in possibly obtaining a few new decks, and I love to give advice. So come on, everyone is adorable and annoying alternating. We just kind of like switch back and forth. Yeah. A Libra extremist. Oh, I love astrology memes. Know nothing about astrology. Don't even know like what the fuck it's all about. I just love it. Love it. Oh, those memes. I just feel like a lot of those accounts are bullying me, to be honest. I'm like, can you stop? Can you stop exposing me? Dude, I know I can't stop with them. Oh, I know. I used to make memes myself on Face. Oh, I love a good meme. Memes are the best. Especially with it being Libra season. There's so many memes. Oh, so many memes. I'm getting an astrology reading by Sammy, which I'm really excited about. Although I told you, Sammy, I'm actually really nervous because I feel like you're going to know way too much about me. You're going to be like, oh, wow, girl. Yeah, when you said you were annoying, you meant it. Or whatever. You're just going to know. I'm like actually a bit scared. You're going to see right through me and be like, oh, what's going on here? Did I ever tell the story about an astrologer who came into work? Oh, yes, that is actually true. I will know everything and it will be amazing. I'm really sorry. I can be really nasty to people. I lose my cool and I'm impatient and I'm really judgy. Like, please don't hate me. I try really hard not to be judgmental, but at the same time, I really am. When Hillary was in the spotlights, I had a meme with her face reading. Hilarious. Oh, that's terrible. It's so good. I just had a thought, Sammy. You could probably if I ever get to the point where I'm like an important person, right? You could totally sell my chart for money or something. Could you do that? Like, would people do that? I feel like they would. For like famous people. It'd be like, leaking their nudes, but you leak their chart. No? Because I feel quite exposed. I really do. Oh, Sammy, you didn't have to do that, but thank you. That's very nice of you. I never know what to say when people do that. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone who is unapologetic themselves, showing all their colors, will never be hated by me unless they are like rotten to the core. I mean, well. I know it's so corny. You're fine with me, Katey. I don't see the malice in you. Yeah, I don't have a lot of malice. I don't know. I'm too busy having fun for that shit. But I do like me some tea, mostly because I think it's hilarious. I don't know. I'm just all about having fun mostly. Hey, if it's fun, I'm okay with it. If it's not, I'm not really. I don't know. I'm bored. I'm bored talking about myself now, though. Just chilling here listening. Hello. We have been here for a while. There was a question I wanted to ask you guys, though, and now I've forgotten. Oh, I'm getting lots of buzzy buzz. Oh, it's my dance class Facebook chat. Because in a week's time, I'll have finished Mic Drop. And I'm terrified. It's really hard. It's fast and powerful and swag, which I can't do. But anyway, I was going to ask if you were still dancing. I am, and I still suck, but I still love it, so I don't care. But Mic Drop, I just feel extra stupid. I'm living for your dance life journey. I feel like I've finally found my direction in life. Sucking at, but having a lot of fun dancing to K-pop. Do you know how, oh my God. When people ask me and they're like, hey, what are you doing tonight? I'm like, oh, I'm going dancing. And they're like, oh, cool, you dance. I'm like, yeah. They're like, what sort of dancing? I'm like, K-pop. And they're like, what? What's K-pop? Oh my God. Like, just in that moment, they've learned so much about me. Oh, I mean, and then, they don't know that I have this shit at home, but it does tell them a lot about me. But anyway, I love pop. I love pop across all different. I just think pop is the greatest thing. I think it teaches us so much about what people are into and what they care about, and it's fun. So yeah, I love K-pop. I love Eurovision. I love pop. Happy birthday, Katey. Thank you. Did you get flowers for your birthday? No. Blair has never bought me flowers. To be fair, I am allergic to flowers, but that does not mean I don't want them. No, sunflowers are my favorite. They always have been. My best friend last year bought me sunflowers. I had them like delivered, and they were amazing. I love sunflowers. So yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to send me some sunflowers, I won't be mad. Just saying. Who dances to K-pop? Well, I do. Stop. I should listen to you more often. I need a little push doing that more myself. Just fuck the rest. and their opinions or whatever and enjoy myself more. Definitely. Oh my God, you're too much. Exactly. I'm too much. I'm too keen. That's just me. Too much. Dial it down. Don't know how. It was odd, sacred keep that I mentioned you earlier here, and then you pop up. I have a Diana Ross Barbie. Wow. That's really cool though. Well, you got me in your chat. He could get creative with it or plant the flowers. Blair, if you are listening. No, he won't be, but thank you for trying. No, but he did buy me. He got me an early birthday present. He messaged me when we finished work one day because we both work in the city now. And he's like, come meet me. And I was like, okay. And so I went to meet him. And then he took me to an audio shop and made me pick out some headphones. And he bought me some really nice headphones. They're really good. They're fancy and they are comfy and they sound amazing and all of the things. So, I mean, he didn't get me flowers, but he did get me something really cool. He does really like kind of getting presents. Oh, I've done this the wrong way. He likes to get presents that he can kind of see you using. Like for the first birthday we were together, which was, holy fuck, how old was I? Oh my God, why am I having so much trouble putting this back? I'll do it later. I can't think. He bought me a GHD, a hair straightener, because back then I had short hair and like straightened it up like, anyway. Yeah, and he just, I don't know, I realized then that he just likes you to see. He likes to see that you're using the thing he's bought you. He's a Gemini. And for a long time I didn't get it. But then the memes. It's the memes. The memes help me understand everything. How they kind of say like they're trolly. Oh, man, is he a troll? He just gets a kick out of being a troll. But he's also just really adorable. And so you kind of can't be mad about it, you know? And yes, also we're perfect for each other apparently. So we got that. I don't know how to put these back. Why is this so hard? I'm just gonna stop. I can't. Yeah, I don't think he knows his birth time. And because he had a home birth. Like he was a home birth. And I also don't know how we would ask for his time. One, because he doesn't give a fuck about astrology. But also two, his parents, they're very, very, very hardcore Jehovah's Witnesses. And so they would think all of that is evil. And so I don't know how to ask for what is the exact time of my partner's birth without kind of needing to explain it. The birth certificate, I think from what I remember, they just kind of put like a generic time because they didn't really care. And they only got his birth certificate like weeks after he was born. It was a bit weird. I don't know. Anyway. Need to finish studying. I've been here 2 hours and didn't see the time pass. Oh my God, 2 hours. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to your grades. But good luck. Have fun. I don't know my birth time, being adopted. Oh, wow. Yeah. My ex is a Gemini. Still fond of her. Just can't stay mad. Nice headphones. They are great. I had a wonderful day, night. Happy birthday again. Thank you. Yeah, not on my birth certificate either. I don't know if it is on his. I don't think he has it. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know he's a Gemini. And yeah. He can be quite like off in his own world. And he's quite comfortable with himself. He's very intelligent, much more intelligent than he lets on. Like kind of everyone underestimates him, but then like he's doing very well and he's just very clever. And he loves trolling. Like if trolling could, like trolling is his second pastime. Wow and trolling. I still have to clean my home. Hey, inspiring alien. Thank you. Hello. Hashtag Gemini. Does that sound very Gemini to you, or am I just kind of like making stuff up? Gemini. Oh, I do love the Geminis. Thanks for popping in. And plus, you know, being air signs, we do get along, don't we? Oh, got a few of you here. Love it. Oh, I definitely identify with the Libra. Although I said to Sammy, I'm just through the memes, just the memes. That's when I say I'm learning more, I'm just reading more memes. I'm learning a little bit more about like the Sagittarius because that's my rising. And I'm kind of quite identifying with that too. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm Capricorn moon. I'm pretty sure anyway, unless Sammy comes back to me and is actually like, no, you got your dates wrong, you dump, or like, I read my thing wrong. Can you imagine if she comes back to me, she's like, actually, you're like a fucking Leo. You don't know how to read charts. Like, clearly I don't. But the newspaper said, so I can't be that wrong. Sorry. I'm having two conversations. You got the twin flower. What's that? So any new dreams for this birthday year? Well, I want to go back to uni. I want to have fun. I want to go to Japan. We're booked in for next year. I want to dance more. I want to go for more bushwalks. I don't know. I just want to have a good time. Hey. I want to keep being sober and keep being well. I don't know. All of that good stuff. Hey, read more books. That's always a good goal. I have a Leo rising Taurus moon. Ooh. I always say ooh, but I have no idea what that means. Like, oh yeah. It sounds great. You're great. I'm sure it's great. Do his parents know if you're No, they do not know. The first time I met Blair's sister, he kind of told her a bit about me. She kind of ran up and hugged me and said, they can never know about your sexuality, me being bi. And so I'm just like, no. So they can never know I'm bisexual. They can never have any inkling of anything regarding paganism, alternative spirituality, tarot, anything. Just no. Because they just wouldn't, I don't think they'd cope. And they call it disfellowship, but it's excommunication. They've done that to people in Blair's family before. And he's not baptized, so it's not really excommunication, but I do think that there could be. Anyway, he has right from the beginning kind of said, I love my family, but if it becomes a problem, like he's chosen me. That's not going to be a problem. Like he's not going to choose his family over me. But I don't ever want to have to even put him close to that situation, you know? So yeah, no, they do not know. And I really hope they never find out. Yeah, no, I'm not going to go to that forest. I don't think I could handle that. That would just, apparently it's beautiful, but no. Having attempted suicide myself, I don't think that's the right place for me to be. Oh my God, Katey, you are so cute. What did I do this time? Quick. Let me do it again. More praise. I'm so thirsty for it. I felt like sharing my signs as well, but I know so little of astrology still. Let's just not and shut up. So do you hide things? Yes. So they live in Brisbane. We live in Melbourne. So they've only been to our house a couple of times. And yeah, we kind of, most of my stuff is in this one room. And then we just kind of move anything else that is incriminating in here and just keep it shut. And they're quite respectful of that privacy, or they have been so far. But yeah, I really like them. They're really lovely. But I think it's good that we only see them a few times a year and we get to really enjoy that company. But like I have to take my pentacle off and just be really careful and say that I work at a bookshop in the city, not the Theosophical Society bookshop, you know, like it's just a bit, just have to be careful, which is sad. It's called shunning. I don't know. I've always just heard of it called as excommunication, which did happen to a family member of Blair's, which is pretty intense. Although I think it's not technically called excommunication now because that sounds a bit culty. I don't know. Seems to be working as you were doing it. Just keep going. I don't know what that's in reference to. I'm sorry. I get a bit jumbled with the chat. Yes, it's beautiful but haunting, I suppose. Good call. Oh, the forest. Yes. Susan, thanks. I wasn't sure. Here's a Gemini mood for you. Almost putting a Photoshop pic of my face on a gal holding piglets onto a freaking official job application. Not quitting biz, no worry. I need to see this picture. I need to see it. I love it. Happy birthday. Thank you. Claudia. Thank you. And they don't know about your channel. No, that's not something I like having that very separate from my real life. Like Blair knows I have a channel. He's never watched it. My parents know I have a channel. Apparently they occasionally watch it. Hi, Mom. She wouldn't have been watching 2 hours. Who are we kidding? I think my brother knows I have a channel, but he wouldn't watch it. And then some people have found me on Instagram who know I have a channel. And then like a couple of my best friends know, but I'm like, please don't ever watch it. You won't like it. So I like having them quite separate. So no, they don't know I have a channel. But that's true for, I suppose more people do know now vaguely that I do YouTube, but that's about it, if that makes sense. It was tricky at work because my work colleague someone had come in and asked a question about tarot and he'd Googled it and my video was the first thing that came up on Google. So that outed me pretty quickly. Yeah. So people are starting to find out sometimes, especially they tend to find me on Instagram more easily. And then obviously I kind of post stuff there. Or one work friend, I don't think he knew. And then maybe he found it on Instagram. He comes in the next day. He's like, so you never told me you were famous. I was like, well, I mean, not really famous, but I mean, like in our tiny little world of tarot YouTube, some people know who I am. But like, I just went red. I'm like, please don't ever watch it. Please don't ever watch it. Promise me. It's too weird. Anyway, sorry, that was a big thing about YouTube. To your contact with his parents. Oh, yeah. Hi, Jessica. I was excommunicated from my family because of my beliefs. Fuck. That sucks. I guess I'm not so lucky with my family. Yes, you are a known, where did they go? Yes, you are a known name and bigger YouTuber in the tarot community. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not massive, like 12,000 subs in the world of YouTube is fucking nothing. But in our little community, I don't know why I'm up there. I don't know what y'all see in me. But yeah, it is kind of, I don't know. Well, I'm like being realistic, I think, not modest. Like I'm aware that I'm kind of up there as far as our community goes, but I'm also aware that there are plenty of other communities and that's fucking like I'm nothing. You know, like I'm far from making a living off AdSense or anything like that. Like, and getting, I don't know, what, like an average of 1,000 views on a video, like, I don't know. It's weird. It depends what like your perspective, right? For some, that's just like, oh my God, you're famous. And other people are like, who the fuck are you? Like, step back. So yeah, I don't know. I know I have a bit of a platform in a certain small room, which is weird. and cool and all of the things. I'm the same. Nobody knows about my channel and I've worked there 5 years. Wow. Even though you have, is that like your name? Like nobody's ever Googled you? It feels better that way. Yeah. I definitely agree. It's almost like, I don't know. It's like, I always feel like because I've met a few people who know me from my videos, and I know I'm the same with people that I've met. I don't think I've met anyone from YouTube that I was like, well, maybe I don't know. Scratch all that, all the words. I've met some people who know me from YouTube, just a couple. And it always feels a bit like I'm excited and I'm happy, but I'm just so aware that they know so much about me. And I'm struggling to remember their name, because I suck at names. And this is the first time I'm meeting them. But to them, they know me. And I just always worry about that with like work. And there's another part of it that I struggle with. And I've kind of wanted to make a video about this, but then I worry about invalidating other people's beliefs, where I kind of want to explain myself, explain my beliefs, because I talk about some weird shit, but I have certain beliefs around those things. And I think someone coming from the outside in, they could get a really different impression from what I think I'm talking about, given the fact that I have 400 videos here that kind of explain my journey, give context to that. But also we kind of have our own language in this community to an extent. And so I can talk about certain things without putting too much disclaimer around them. But someone who knows me from work coming in and watching a video about goddess worship is just like, the fuck, what? Do you know what I mean? So it's weird. I don't know. It is weird. I love being on YouTube, but I really wish that there was a way to literally put like a gate around it and be like, you know me in real life, you are not allowed in here. Like, get the fuck out. But I don't know how to do that. But I mean, that's part of why people use different names, and some don't even show their faces. And I mean, there's other reasons too, but anyway, that was a big, long, sorry. I talk a lot. There's a great 13-year-old tarot reader who I'm friends with. Her classmates trying to make fun of her. She's courageous to have the channel reading cards. Wow, it's amazing. It's not hard doing anything at 13 years old, is it? It's huge. Don't count in the what? I don't count in the ones that do the monthly readings. Oh, yeah. That's just a different realm, isn't it? Her channel is called Flower Child's Tarot. Another flower. Oh. Very fun. I don't tell it at work because I know things will get weird. Yes. Not the tarot channels that do only general readings for big audiences. Yeah, it's different. I suppose it's slightly less weird at my work because I'm literally working in an esoteric bookshop, and like a big part of our trade is tarot decks. So as weird as a lot of maybe like my colleagues are kind of like, you're on YouTube, what the fuck? But then when people are coming in with like a picture of a card and they're like, I want this deck, what is it? And I know like from the image of a card, they're like, oh, okay, maybe this comes in handy, like they can I don't know, they can see the positive side of it a little bit, I suppose. Well, with 12K, you're not doing so bad. Yeah, it definitely depends like where you're situated in the YouTube bio. No, I don't know. It's gone. Changed my Instagram name because I got some followers from people around me. Oh, yeah. You definitely have your playground and corner in the community. Yes. And I've been very intentional about creating that too. Like, I'm a social person, so I want to make connections. And there's some people that I really like, and that, like, Sammy and Imogen and other people, plenty of other people like Cara. There's some Eris. There's a lot of people that I really look up to and respect and just like. But I also have tried to kind of keep my distance somewhat from like the in crowd. I don't know. I think that just makes me a bit anxious, the idea of being part of that. Like, I don't ever want to be that. Just because it scares me. I don't know. So I like that. Like, I like that I'm kind of a part of it, but also kind of just like a little bit over here. So thank you for helping me create that, because that's kind of where I'm most comfortable. If I say I do tarot, they want a reading. Yeah, usually love reading and prediction, and I don't know how to explain how I do tarot. Yeah, I don't do readings for people anymore. But that's definitely a thing. People are like, oh, can you read for me? Can you tell me who I'm going to marry? I'm like, nah, fam. I keep my Insta and Facebook divided, different crowds. I don't want to mix them up. Insta is more tarot spirituality. I'm the same. Like, my Facebook is kind of, I don't really post a lot on there, but it's more like for keeping up to date with events and what other people are doing. So that's my real life, my real name. And that's why I don't accept friendships from like online people, because it's just real life, but online. Whereas Instagram is kind of still, it's just my online life. So it's still just stuff that I want to share, but I'm also open about everything that I'm interested in. I don't know. It's a bit of a free-for-all, my Instagram. Like, for a week, I'll just post K-pop and nothing else. And then another week, I'll just be posting pretty trees. And then another week, it'll just be tarot. It's just whatever the fuck I want, really. It's like my channel, but even more whatever the fuck. Especially being a guy, this can be a problem for me. Sometimes in real life, I would have to explain literally everything. Fair enough. I get it. Wish everyone was free just to own it and be freely who they are. Yeah, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? What a world. Wallflower, do join the community. We need more men in the tarot community. Do you know of Katey Flowers from the States? I've seen her videos pop up, but I don't know anything about her. Ouch, my heart. Oh, what did I do? I'm sorry. Whatever I did, I didn't mean to do it, I promise. Look, I'm careless with my words, but I'm very, very rarely intentionally mean. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I really fucking forget. I'm really sorry, Sammy. Who is in the in crowd? I don't really belong. I just join the ones I like. So a sometimes social loner. That's totally fine. And to be fair, the in crowd changes. And that's part of what scares me about it, is that it's easy to, like, I think it would be, it's like being the cool kid at school, yeah? I was the cool kid for like a whole month and it felt great. But then all of a sudden, everyone turns on you and it's like the worst feeling in the world. And you'd rather just kind of be like the person over here with a few friends who doesn't have to go through all of that performative stuff. And I don't know. It's just too much pressure. The in crowd, I think there's definitely an in crowd in our space. And good for them. That's great. I'm sure they're having fun. Like, no hate. That's not a shade thing. It's just they seem to be quite influential and a lot of people congregate around them, and that's cool. Good for you. I just like having my own little space. Hello, Katie. I love your deck reviews. You're many of the decisions breakers on my decks. Ooh, that's a lot of responsibility. I mean, I'm flattered that you think that highly of my opinions, reviews. I do hope they've served you well. I like that. I want to do anything and everything, not just one theme always. Yeah, it's too boring, isn't it? There's so many great things about life. You said you liked her. She felt it, I think. Oh, is this Sammy? Oh. Oh, me panicking that I'd been mean to you accidentally. Fuck. Oh, definitely. Yes, everyone should be free to be who they are. Yes. What a Libra. Is that a Libra thing? Panicking that someone's mad at them. Girl, I was just saying ouch because you said you looked up to me. I love you. I'm over the cool group goals. Yeah. Like, fuck, hashtag squad. Like, let's just be mates and, whatever. Yes, that also happened to me, Katey Flowers, in school. I'm kind of scared of groups for that reason. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it really sunk in. There was this one girl at school who everyone adored, and I did too. I actually had a big crush on her bitch. Because she was just so cool, like so fucking cool, you know? But she had this thing, and I don't know whether it was intentional or what, but she would just always have one person that she hated, and everyone would follow suit. And at one point, she decided she just stopped talking, and she would she literally stopped talking to this girl who I was really good friends with. She literally stopped talking to her. She would be sitting right there, and this girl would just kind of blank her, like pretend she didn't exist, and everyone would follow suit. And when she did it to this one girl, I kind of saw it for the first time, and I was like, fuck. And so, I mean, I wasn't brave enough to be like, oi, fuck you. I kind of was still friends with them, but I would just try to include this other girl as much as I could and hang out with her and kind of, you know, make her to feel less shit. And I think she really appreciated that. But guess whose turn it was next? Mine. That girl, she blanked me just as bad as the others did. And that cut fucking deep. That cut so bad. But I think that was like my awakening to the, I don't know, the toxicity of those kind of group dynamics, especially when one person is centered above others. I don't know. It just, oh. So whenever I get even the slightest sniff of something like that, I'm like, nah, fuck y'all, I'm out. I'm going to head over this way. Yeah. I'm not keen for it. Yeah, I was going to get the Viking Oracle, but then the concept and card stock sounded awful. I don't think I ever had the Viking Oracle. But yeah, I've never had the Viking Oracle. But I did have the gods and goddesses, the gods and titans and the gods and goddesses, which is like the same card stock and stuff, maybe. I don't know, but I know I never had the Viking Oracle. Well, Libras are not fond of conflict. No, I'm terrified of conflict. Literally makes me so uncomfortable. I don't get those actions. Yeah, people are often shit. The sad thing is, though, I think it's so easy to say people are shit. It's like, we're people. We have so much capacity for shitness ourselves. And that's why we have to be aware of it and make decisions that can be hard. I'm not the bravest person, so sometimes I make the wrong decision. But that's kind of like my life goal, is to be brave enough to make the hard decisions. Like Dumbledore said to Harry, what was it? Soon we'll all have to make a choice between what is right and what is easy. Oh. That's some real shit right there, hey. Like all of Harry Potter's flaws, like the series, oh, there's some good shit in there too. I mean, Dumbledore is a problematic character. Can we talk about how he basically like groomed this child to be murdered, and like he's okay with that? Like, I think we need to stop putting Dumbledore on a pedestal, but I do love that quote. Oh yes, the gods one. It's the same artist. Yeah, I think so. Is it Stacey DeMarco and I don't know. Oh yes. I was shook Snape feels. Snape too. Snape's fucked up. What a creepy motherfucker. Oh, I mean, like I loved him, but like that's creepy to be like that obsessed with someone. That's not healthy love. Oh. Anyway. Great story. Big Potter fan. Oh yeah, and only care about, you know, like a murderous villain when he hurts your school crush. I don't know. Anyway, yes, I can really relate to that, Katie. I'm Pisces with a Libra moon. Conflicts really mess me up, but I hate a bully. Yeah, I definitely have like this justice thing. I don't know. It's like I'm really anti-conflict, like make everyone comfortable, be giggly and flirty and fun. But then as soon as it's a matter of like fairness or justice, it's like this thing switches in me and I'm just like, fuck it. fuck it, you are done. Like then something switches in me where it becomes, you've seen it like with my disappointed video and stuff, where something just switches in me and I'm like, no, this isn't okay. I'm drawing a line. I don't care about the conflict. Fuck you. Most of the time I'd be like, hey fam, can we sit down and talk about that language? You know, I just don't, I know you didn't mean bad, but I think, you know, maybe we could have chosen different words, you know? Then other times I'm like, no, I'm calling that shit out. Smash unsubscribe. So yeah, I'm kind of like, I was going to make a bipolar joke, but then I was like, that's really inappropriate given what I just, sorry, I'm really sorry. Oh, fuck. It's past my bedtime. I always use that as an excuse. I'm like, I'm getting inappropriate. It's past my bedtime. Whoops. Yeah, I really relate. I just read that out, didn't I? I always want to read all the book titles on the shelves behind you in your videos. I feel like you can tell so much about a person, or is it more about who they want to be by what's on their shelves? Because there's an awful lot of shit I have not read on there. So my bookshelves are kind of like a combination of who I am and who I want to be. Or maybe just good shit I found at Savers and I'm bad at saying no. I don't know. I think you would be in the Hufflepuff clan of the Potter world. Well, I think I technically am a Ravenclaw. Like every time I've done the quizzes, I'm a Ravenclaw. I'm very bookish. I'm a perfectionist. I very much place my value based on, basically, if you call me stupid, it's literally like the worst thing you can call me as far as I'm concerned. I'm so concerned with whether people think I'm stupid. Like I'm so concerned with that side of, and I think to me, the houses are more about what we value rather than what we are, I think. And I definitely value intellect and the Ravenclaw things. So I've always been sorted into Ravenclaw. But I think that would be hugely unhealthy to me. I think I need to be in Hufflepuff. I think I'd fit in with the Hufflepuffs fine, and I think that they would bring out the best in me. Whereas I think the Ravenclaws I'd get to like, oh my God, they're smarter than me and I'm not clever enough. And oh my God, these riddles are so hard. Why does everyone get the riddles? And, you know, I'd cry myself to sleep every night because I didn't get the riddle right. It would just be really stressful. Ravenclaw sounds stressful. So I'm a Ravenclaw who wants to sneak into Hufflepuff. Does that make sense? I'm bipolar too. Oh, hi, Susan. What time is it there? It is 11:30. Libra with Sag rising. You pretty much just summed that up perfectly. Like, no. Yep. Yeah, that's what I kind of realized when I started reading these Sagittarius memes. I was like, oh, that's where that comes from. Yeah. Love it. Let's all choose our words nicely and get along, and then oops, never mind, fuck you, get out and smash the unsubscribe. Yup. Basically me. Wait, I just said that, didn't I? Yeah. I mean, the Huffles are the collectors of knowledge and the librarians keeping the stuff and the sacred knowledge. I've never heard it put that way. That's interesting. I always think of like one of my best friends is a Hufflepuff, and she is loyal and caring and very much focused on making other people happy and comfortable. And she's a very family oriented, and she's very grounded. And I don't know. Yeah. I just think of Hufflepuff, to me, their key concepts are loyalty, companionship, camaraderie, like that kind of, I don't know, just friendly. Just some good mates. I mean, of course, there's going to be a few who are like puff, puff, pass Hufflepuffs. But I don't think all of them have to be. Yes, that makes sense. A lost Hufflepuff. Yes, I'm a Ravenclaw in need of some puff, but not that kind of puff. That shit doesn't do good for me. That was my own perspective on the puffs. Yeah, modest, best students, introvert, supportive, and friendly. Yeah. I always thought the Hufflepuffs were caring, nurturing, loyal. Also, Newt Scamander is a Hufflepuff. Yeah. Definitely. I definitely feel that. Yeah. I think the poor old Hufflepuffs get a bad rap. Well, not a bad rap. It's just kind of like a, well, you know, they're the duffers of the, but I think what's important to remember is that Harry Potter, although not written in first person, it is very much from the perspective of Harry Potter. And so that's why we get so much of the kind of like Slytherin-ish shit and Hufflepuffs are a bit boring stuff going on, right? Because Harry Potter is like, that's very much him. It's very much him. And as much as we love our Gryffindors, they are very righteous and stubborn and prideful and, you know, they got to get off their high horse sometimes. Hey. Me having an argument with a fake Gryffindor. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Yes, loyalty and occasionally a Powerpuff. Yeah. Yes, Harry was a Gryffindor, right? Yes, he was. Ah, well, I mean, oh, I've done it again. 2.5 fucking hours. God, shut up. Katie, gotta go. Happy birthday. Thank you, Susan. I really should go too. I mean, now we're talking about Harry Potter. It's hard to leave, but they got to get off their Gryffindor. Gryffindor. Yeah. No, I love Gryffindors. We need them. And I definitely, it's part of me that I think is a Gryffindor too. That kind of fiery, righteous side. I definitely have that. I don't think I'm so much a Slytherin. And I'm not saying that because I think Slytherins are great. And all that shit about no bad wizard was never from any other house except Slytherin. Well, that's a lie, Peter Pettigrew. I think Slytherins are great. But I don't have a lot of Slytherin in me. I definitely much more of the other three. Blair's a Slytherin. I think he'd be like a Slytherin, and then his secondary one would be a Hufflepuff. But he's definitely a Slytherin, a Slitherdor, a Slither. Have you heard that joke? Was it who? Someone texts. Oh, what's his name? I just forgot his name. Malfoy. Draco Malfoy. Who's the guy? Tom Felton. He like tweeted, "I'm going to bed," and someone replied to him, "Mind if I Slytherin?" Top class pun there. Love it. Anyway, I need to pee. So I'm gonna have to go. I'm really sorry. I stretched this on for like an hour and a half longer than it needed to be, but thank you all so much for staying here and indulging me. Inspiring. What is that Door clan's full name again? I don't know what that is, but anyway, don't be sorry. Oh, fun to hang out. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Sorry a video's not going up, but I hope this suffices. I hope this makes up for it somewhat. Hopefully I'll make a video sometime in the near future for you. And thank you. Yes, I'm very excited about my birthday. I love birthdays. Birthdays are the best. Yeah. I always suck at closing these things because it's not like I've finished what I came here to do. I just came here to fart about. Have an amazing birthday weekend. Lots of good times and even better memories in the making. Yeah. Oh, I was supposed to make banana bread. Okay. Thank you all so much for hanging out. If anybody has rewatched this whole thing, hi, I'm sorry and you're welcome. I don't know. As always, thank you to my patrons. They're patrons who are on Patreon. I don't know if this is a real video, so I don't know if it counts, but you guys are amazing and I love you. And thank you so much for making YouTube better and happier and amazing for me. And thank you everyone else for hanging out. It's been great. I'll talk to you again soon. I love you. Bye.